Welcome back to 1023 Culture. Today we're going to do a productivity. Everybody wants to know about productivity. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and to check out what we're doing here at 1023 Culture, where we look at everything through the Christian lens of everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. This, I think, is both, in my opinion, because, we're in a brave new world with COVID and people working from home and everything. And what do you do? And how do you be productive? You're stuck at home, perhaps, or you're not in the office, or you've just kind of grown accustomed to working from home, which is kind of something I do. I do it a couple of days a week. Typically, I work from home, and the rest of the week I'm usually in the office. So what we have here is we are in a program called Immersed, Immersed. And this is their space lounge, and it's just one of several worlds. And you can see it is really cool. I love this one. I'm going to we're going to open this up, and I am going to actually get the audio going so you can hear it. You should be able to hear it. There is a background hum of noise in here, and that actually is what you would expect to hear. Maybe on a place with a whole bunch of different machinery running all the time, oxygenators, things like that, just keeping you suspended in space and not crashing to the Earth. There's Australia right there, isn't that cool? There's Japan right up there. There's the U.S. I'm right around that area there in the Pacific Northwest, Washington State area. We'll see how this turns out. I've set this up for widescreen, which means it's kind of cutting everything a little this way, and we'll see how I end up here. One of the cool things about Immerse is that you can hook up your computer to it, and that's what I do. Is I hook up my computer and I work. I'm gonna hook up my personal computer, my desktop, just to show you how that's done. But what you have to do is you have to download both Immersed onto your computer and onto your headset, and we're going to I've already have it all loaded up, of course, so I'm not going to show you all of that because hey, I don't feel like calling up their help desk on that. So let's get in there. We're going to go to computers, and this is my work computer, this is my home computer, so we're going to open that up and we're going to see how that looks. And you can see there's my Immersed agent right there. And I have 3 screens up here. Now, I own 2 screens. So I have an extra virtual one here. And if you look at it, it's over here. I mean, this one is kind of a blank compared to these two. So if I take my mouse and you can see this is just nice and smooth transition through the different ones. Now I'm going to open up another virtual screen here. I have to do a couple of them actually to do what I want to do here. Okay, there we go. Actually, this works out really good. So now you see I have a 4th screen. This is how I usually work when I'm at work. You can see how smoothly that transitions through the different screens beautifully. Obviously, I can't go up here. But this is using SnapGrid. SnapGrid enables me to do things like take everything and move it around. Okay, and to me that's very convenient. Now the only inconvenient thing is you can see down here there is a 5th potential, and you can see it's down low. And I suppose if you're going to hold it like that, that would work out okay. You can turn off SnapGrid and be able to move things around. So we're going to do that real quick. Just because monitor controls, we're going to turn off SnapGrid. Okay. Now we can move things around. Okay. I can move them independently. Now the unfortunate aspect, I can move this right over here if I want to. Now the unfortunate aspect of that is that it still acts like that one's over here. So I can't move my mouse over there. I have to go here and go up, and then I'm in this one. So it's the same as if I had it in that spot. And if you grow accustomed to it, I'm sure that's fine. That's no big deal. Just turn SnapGrid back on though, because that's what I prefer. So SnapGrid, screens arranged and managed as a group. That's my preference. I generally speaking use 4 screens. There is a 5th option available. If you run, the more screens you run, the more you're pushing your graphics card. And I run 4 screens off of a laptop for work and corporations do not spend much money on laptops. So it's not like it's a very good laptop. But it runs 4 screens comfortably. You get to the 5th and it starts to get pretty glitchy. Things start to happen. We're running 60 frames per second on Immersed, which is pretty good. And so let's take a look at what's going on here. I'm going to got to remember. Okay, so settings. We're going to shut these off. Get rid of that one because we don't need it. Things disappear. And then we go there and we'll do that. And now we have 2 screens. And you can see how, this is actually pretty close to my normal scenario here in my work environment, in my home environment. I have 2 screens. And this would be what I'd be looking at if I was just sitting at my desk. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to keep it like that because it's easier that way. So let me put these down, and because they have pretty good hand tracking available here, the controllers will disappear in a moment, and then hopefully, once the controllers disappear, I have hands. Hands are awesome. Hand tracking is awesome. I can do all kinds of things, okay, with hand tracking. I can open up my Oculus. Look at that. Or I can, over here. So, I can open up menu right here. And there's my menu right there. Open. There it is. And now I can do things, and I can manipulate things. Monitor controls, audio, monitor arrangements, my room, the computers. I can do all these different things with just my hands. So we're going to shut that off. Okay. And then we're going to get rid of this. Just like that, and it's gone. Okay. Now you can see these are... This actually causes problems, just so you know. So the good news is you can shut your hand controls off, and by just looking at your hand, and boom, you can see they changed in shade, and now they won't do anything. Okay. Now you can do let's open up Immersed. This is Immersed. This is their website, and it's really cool. It's free to use. You don't have to pay anything initially to use it, and to use it just like this with a couple of screens. It's a little bit limiting, that way, but it's there. You got Oculus Quest 2, which is what I have. You can using a Linux operating system, Windows 10 64-bit, which I use, or a Mac if you're a Mac user. There's also just for the simple Oculus as opposed to the Oculus Quest 2. So if you have the older system, it's there. You can use it. So you can see download for free, and they do mean that. This is not a situation where you download it for free and then you can't use it. So you can download it for free, but then you can't do anything with it. No, you can actually do a lot with this thing under the free system. So let's look at pricing, because pricing is important. And it's like there's the desktop for free. Okay, this is very simple. This is great for somebody that's just working, and you have one additional virtual monitor. Bink, right there. You can put your phone in VR. It's under beta. It's actually pretty good. I use it occasionally. I have found it occasionally crashes, and I think I thought it was using YouTube, but I think it's just having the multiple systems in there. I think they're still working on that. You have a virtual webcam for your Zoom and your Teams meetings and your things like that. So when you turn that on, you're in your environment with an avatar, which is it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun, And I do that occasionally on my meetings. There's an offline mode, public virtual co-working, and a remote desktop. Now this asterisk right here, they have stuff coming. They are constantly upgrading this system. It's pretty cool. This is what I use. I use the Elite. It's $14.99 a month, and I've been using it for a long time. Very happy with it. They haven't raised the price in the year or so that I've been using this. we have 5 virtual monitors. I can have up to 5. Like I said, it can cause problems. There's new premium environments. We'll kind of go through those a little bit. 4 private collaborators. Now, what that means is, and we're going to have to pull the controllers back into the equation here for this. But as soon as you pick up the controllers, they come back into play. I think that's kind of nice. So with this, you can see those spots opening up over there. I can move over to that. Now we're in here. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to move this out of the way. Just make it easier to deal with. Hey, get out of here. Get out of here. Thank you. Okay. Let's push you up there. Okay. So you can see I'm in a kind of a round couch scenario. My guardian's pretty close to me. And you can sit with friends. And when you sit with friends, you can sit with multiple friends. My controller is just freaking out. Okay. So left controller isn't, though. So we'll just run that. So you can see different places that you can stand or sit, do a presentation, talk with friends. You can have up to 4 friends with you. They would all be sitting in here with you. Okay. And I think that's a good option here. And that's just this one environment. You get back over here. Thank you. My gosh, my controller is just messing up. This isn't that. Oh, you see, it does that. That's what happens when you put a screen into the environment like that. Yeah, it doesn't like it. So, because you're cutting it off and it's interfering with the graphics. So that's kind of what I have going on here. We are going to move on to another region. First, I'm going to go back over here, because this is where I usually sit. This is where I usually sit when I'm in this environment. It's one of my favorites because of, come on, look at that view. Isn't that awesome? And so I love it. So we're going to go to another environment in my room. They provide these are all part of the Elite package. You don't have anywhere near as much, unfortunately, with the free package, but you can still work, of course. Oh, now my controller works right. Okay, so let's check out. This is a couple of the newest ones. It's Immersed Nebula. This is a pretty cool environment. Takes a few seconds for it to load up, but look at this. Isn't this cool? I don't know if you can hear it. I hope you can. Just this background noise, music, ambiance music. And, for some people that's cool. I usually, have some sort of music going when I'm working. Lo-fi or something like that. But you can see it did that immersed right there. So their branding is everywhere. Of course, it's their program. But this is a cool one. This is a cool environment. I haven't worked in this one yet. This is a brand new one, and I think it's really neat. I think it's got possibilities for Monday morning's work. So move on to Focus Room Gallery. This one you can hear they put the ambiance music in it. Now, if this is not for you, and a lot of times this music isn't for me, you can go into settings, audio, and right here, ambiance volume. Make it go away. Okay, so I make that go away. But some things you can move to a different location. This is also useful with multiple people. You're more spread out here. This one, which is fine. It's I guess if you're working but not necessarily collaborating quite so tightly, or if you just want a really cool environment. So we're gonna go over to this one here. Come on. There we go. And that's the seat I was just sitting in. So you can sit here and work with people. Hear each other talking, sharing screens. Now, here's the thing about it. I can share my screen with whoever else is in here. And then if they are part of the Elite package, if they pay the $14.99 a month, they can share their screen with me as well. The other option is if they're part of the 7-day, when you first sign up, they give you the 7-day free trial for the Elite package. It worked with me. I got the whole thing. So It is worth getting. So, I didn't talk about a whole lot about it here. Is a $29.99 package. Now, the $29.99 package is it's the teams. It's for larger groups. Now, I can work with 4 collaborators, 4 private collaborators, so 3 other people in here at $14.99, and that's fine for me because I actually nobody else on my purchasing team, my corporate purchasing team, has Oculus, so I'm always by myself. But at the teams here, you can do 12 plus private collaborators. And that's very useful for some people who are doing different things like training sessions, breakout sessions. If you're part of a team that meets every single day with 10 people doing some big project, or 15 people, so it's 12 plus. You have that option. Now, it is, if you look at it, it is $29.99 per user per month. So from a layman's standpoint, that would be, an investment. From a corporate standpoint, for a company, a business, that's probably not that big of a deal for most companies, most teams. So, and, but they have all these things coming, and I want to kind of highlight some of these things. I'm looking forward to this using two plus computers simultaneously, which means I can run, if I can, have the Wi-Fi or my network, having both my computers, my work computer and my home computer set up on the network. I will be able to run both of them at the same time, and that's a pretty neat option. There is 2 computers simultaneously. The other option here is limitless focus mode. I've spoken to developers. I've kind of and asked them about it. They're not talking. They don't want to tell us what that is yet. The other thing, customizable workspaces. I think that'll be neat. And these things are a price increase with new features. Lock in current rates today. I would probably encourage that because $14.99 isn't that much and you can use that as it is for work. So you can, there's a tax deduction there for, a couple $100 of the year. But you see these other things that are coming in here for the team side, which is the most expensive possibility they have here. Web mode, presentation mode, customizable floor plans. So they'll develop your own, they'll develop your very own, floor plan and system for your team to work in. 24/7 customer support. Now, 24/7 customer support right there, I'll be, to be honest, I found their customer support is really, really good under the Elite plan because you go through Discord. So, okay, yes, it's not 24/7. But these guys are on the Discord a lot. So, I mean, come on. They're there all the time. So if we were to look at the Discord, so we're going to open up Discord here. Bam. And bam, and you'll see what I do on Discord. My Discord is like filled with virtual reality stuff almost exclusively. So, and we're going to go to Immersed right here, the Immersed community. They have really good support. They have live support right here for Windows, Mac, Linux, and just a general help. Bug reports. So if you do find problems, it's there. Features requests. Some are coming, some are not. Let's look at those real quick because it really is pretty cool. So we're going to go down to the bottom here because I don't think I've read all these recently. There's somebody asking for someone with an iPad Pro. Can you work with that? I know the team is adding Oculus avatar support. And allowing you to switch between both the avatar system. Yes, that'd be kind of nice. Plans to expand our avatar support, including Meta's new avatars. We're still partnered with Ready Player Me, and we'll continue to support their avatars, further integrate them into Immerse. Ready Player Me will continue to be our default cross-platform interoperability, and we'll be adding support for Meta avatars to improve, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, they are responsive right here. And this guy did this at 12:45 today. By 1:46, he had an answer. These guys are here. And this is, Ryan F. Don't necessarily know in particular, but it's part of the team. So I'm not going to say who I've spoken to because I don't want to get him in trouble. Okay. That's they're on the Discord, and they are there all the time. They have testimonials, VR talk, water cool stuff, bug reports. So they have a format for bug reports. I have reported something, and it was I have a little problem with when I put my phone in, it would cause it to crash. Not every time, not all the time. But it does crash. And so I've let them know about it. So it's something for them to work on. They're kind of looking at it. Again, you can see that you see all 5 screen options there. So let's go to another room. Let's go to another fun room this one is really great here for collaboration and breakouts. Do you have meetings and then have breakouts? Do you? And so if you do, this is a great option for you. Let's go to because we got the sound turned off. We'll just go. Yeah, let's go here, and then we'll go here, and then we'll turn the sound on because this one has just a. Can you hear the crickets? I hope you can hear the crickets. I really hope the sound comes around. So we're going to but you look at this room and you see all the different places people can sit. Okay? Yeah, if you can imagine, let's go here, because look at that view of the moon right there. But if you can imagine, you have a big collaboration and it's like, okay, let's break up into teams and take a look at things. And it's like, okay, you guys sit over here in this area. You guys over here in this area. We'll be over here. We'll be over here. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 teams right there. You can kind of break up and talk to. I think that's great. This makes for great breakout sessions right here. And so you don't like maybe you don't like the sound there. Let's go to the rain. Can you hear the rain? You can see, and I hope you can see it. It's kind of hard. It'll probably be hard to see on your screen. But if you look at the glass, you can see it hitting the glass there, presumably. It always puts me right here on this couch, so I always have to move if I want to. So we'll move here, and you can just see more environment here. It looks like the water's low, and it's same scene all the time, just so you know. But the mist is moving. If you look, the misty area is moving and everything like that. They put a lot into this thing. So that's this environment. I've shown you a few different ones. Maybe you have a large group, and you're in your 12 plus, and you have a presentation. So you come here. Now this is, I want to pull this up. And if you look at this right here, we'll go to the home. And, well, using a different screen. It's funny. There it is. So there is the orbitarium. And you can see we're right here now. And so the Earth is rotating behind us. The people would be sitting here. So let's take a closer look at this. You have a clock. There we go. So you have a clock right there. You could look at all that room for, when you're doing a Teams thing and you have 12 plus people collaborating in a room with you, look at the room for all these people to work with, to talk to and share your screen with. And you could do a screen share to all these people. And they'd be sitting here, and this is their view. And that's the Earth rotating. And if you look at it, it's slowly rotating. It's always you're always in a daytime, so you're in a stationary orbit around the Earth as the Earth rotates below you. So actually, stationary would mean you would follow the Earth. So in this case, you are not stationary. You're sitting in the Earth. You're sitting above the Earth, watching it rotate. That's really dramatic, and it would have a nice effect. So what other options? I mean, it's the Orbitarium, Space Lounge we were just in, Alpine Chalet. I think is really nice for small group. This is the Alpine Chalet. The Alpine Chalet is beautiful. You have the snow coming down. You have a fireplace. You have couch. You have a few different places to sit. This would be a small group of a few people. I think there's one more spot there. Yep, right there. You can stand in. I keep trying to remember the movie that's from. That was actually kind of a cool movie. Yeah. Otherwise, some nice, cubist art. Simple. But this was actually my favorite location to work in, right up until the Pacific Northwest got hit by snow right after Christmas. Not as much fun after you've been, snowbound for a minute because nobody has the ability to clear the snow out. So yeah, but still, I mean, it's just still really nice. And then if this one right here, can you hear that music? I hope you can. And then you can actually hear a crowd here if so you're in a cafe now, and you have options. Again, look at all these options of places of people to sit and talk. Sit at the bar, and there's a pretend. I know, but still, my favorite place tends to be right here. And the reason for that is I run 4 screens when I'm working, and this 4th screen here, let me pull that up. I'm going to bring up more screens here so you can understand. One more. Thank you. Yes, once you get above 3, it gives you a warning. Okay. Now let's get these all organized. I'm going to put you right there. Yeah. So what happens is, if you have it like this, and you're over there in those chairs over there, you have to have it there. Looking at this screen is a big crane of your neck all the time. So I sit here in this particularly high chair, and I put it right here, and now I have this very smooth transition of everything. And I love it. And so that gives me that option right there. So what else do we have? Starship. There's a Starship above the clouds. We have Cafe Immersive. I'm going to turn off the sound just so, it's distracting me as I talk. We have options of a whiteboard. You can pull up a whiteboard right there. Okay. You can have a whiteboard session with your team. And webcam. Okay. All right. So to simplify things, I just reduced my back down to 2 screens just to make my life easier, because things were getting out of control. I had things moving around too much. Okay. So open up Zoom here. I recently had to do an update, and we're going to do a new meeting. And there is. I'm going to join with computer audio. Doesn't really matter. Okay. And video, immersed camera, and all right. So here it is. Here's my avatar, and I've got my webcam out, and you can see my mouth moves as I talk, which is a good thing, actually. It kind of makes you more expressive. You can see my hands are moving. Now I obviously have my controllers in my hand. Now one of the things about this is that I can move this thing around anywhere I need to, but if I put it behind me, you can see you can see the back of my head, but you can see they can't see my screen. Okay, now I can do a screen share, of course, through Zoom, which is an option. But this works for Zoom. This works for Microsoft Teams. It's a good option here. I've also used this webcam for Discord, with the guys from XR for Work. They be sure to check them out. I'll put a link to the XR for Work, which is they're a really cool group. Most of them are way smarter than me, and I'm kind of the layman on the group. But but this is some of the options here for it, and I love the camera. I love the webcam. You can move it around, bring it really tight in. What do you think of this particular avatar? This is one of my Ready Player Me avatars. But if I put it, I can actually put it underneath here. So if I do this and then I do this, I can actually move the screen in, and you can see that the box for the screen shows up right there. Then I do that and it disappears. So, but that's the webcam. So it gives you full capabilities. You have to do a little finagling to get the webcam to accept, of course. But there it is. You have the webcam, and it works in all the rooms. So if you go to the Starship, you can change your environment. And here's the thing: the webcam disappeared. Right? So let's pull it back up. And here I am on the Starship. And you can see that I actually did this on the last meeting I had. You can see I'm just kind of over the Earth again on a spaceship. And I'm just going to give you a view here of this. And again, this is one of the ones I can have the 1, 2, 3, 4 screens and have everything tilted down and not be interfering with any of the graphics there. So I think this is kind of a neat one because you're going along and the Earth is rotating beneath you, and you can see it because as the land is, we see Japan coming up there. The moon never moves. It's one of the things about this one. The moon never moves. But it is what it is. But it's a really good view of everything that's going on. So I really like it. And so this is Immersed, people. What else can I show you? Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. I'll shut off that webcam. One other thing that you can do is you can put your phone in here. So hang on just a second. We're going to get rid of Zoom because it doesn't matter. No. Boom. End meeting for all. Thank you. And so let's pull up on my phone. It takes us just a second because once again, you just download the app onto the phone. Okay. And I'm going to, pardon my weird view here. I have to lift up a little bit to get to to see it. So I have just launched my phone in here. Now, like I said, the phone will occasionally crash Immersed. I don't know why. I don't think they know why. I don't think they weren't expecting me to report that. But it does. So let's see what happens when I pull my phone in. Again, it's right here. Everything's right here. We're going to go to computers. And this right here is the phone. And you see it's red right now, but it is that far away from coming in. So, and there it comes. Now you look at it, and I just snapped it with the rest of the grid. I don't have to. I can move it over here, and it's not part of the grid, and it won't move with it. But if I move the grid in place, there it is. Now, this is now. If here's one of the things that's not and the advantage to having your phone in here is you have your Bluetooth in your ear and you're working, and somebody calls. You don't have to take off your headset to see who it is. The disadvantage is as soon as your phone screen goes dark, it disappears. So you don't see anything, and you really can't. I'll give you an example there. So there, boom. And I mean, what can you do about it until the phone rings? Now, if the phone rings, it'll suddenly appear, and you can see who's calling, and that's good. So we're going to open this bad boy up, and you get to see my code. Okay. Now, if I turn my phone sideways, so now I have a landscape aspect. And there it is in landscape aspect. Now I want to move it back into the snap grid, and that knows I'm using my hand controls now. Get back over there. There we go. And now I'm in the snap grid. Or if I want it over here, I can put it over here in the snap grid. Again, and I can move it all over the place. Okay? Maybe I don't want it that front and center. Maybe, because I'm in this room here, I can do this right here and put it right there. There it is. And it's going to move around with the whole thing. So that's great, and I love it. And it's I probably would typically keep it up there, and then maybe put a YouTube video on there. So so the YouTube video is going into running my Spotify through there. If you notice, it's getting a little. I don't know if the picture is on you, but the picture is getting a little bit glitchy on me here. I think it's a little big for Immerse to be running that, and I think it's part of what they're going to have to work on for 2 computers as well. So I don't know if it's showing as jittery to you as it is to me. We're going to let's go ahead and get the screen up. Boom. Okay, and we're going to shut that off. Okay, and then all of a sudden, strangely enough, everything is back to smooth. So I think that's a problem that they need to work on. Go away. There we go. There. I think it's something that they need to work on. It gets a little jittery from time to time, depending on what's going on. A little bit laggy. But I don't think it's a major issue. And until I put more stuff going, than it can handle. So anyway, that is Immersed. I hope you'll like it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will put a link to the to immersed.com below for your pleasure and use, and also for XR for Work, because those guys are really good, and they have their own channel. So I want to make sure that they get in there. Immersed does have their own channel. I have seen their stuff, and a few of them have professed their Christianity, and to me is it a big deal? Yeah, it is. I think it's a big deal to have that. So I'm going to sign off now, but thank you very much. And you guys have a great day. God bless. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. What programs do you use? I've heard of a couple others that I'm going to be checking out. I've recently uploaded vSpatial, and so I'd like to check that out more tightly and see what it's like. I've also heard of Frame VR, and of course I'm hooked up with those guys from XR for Work. XR stands for Extended Reality, and it covers everything. It covers both working with computers to a certain extent, but also augmented reality and virtual reality in both. And we talked a lot about augmented reality, and to me that's an exciting concept. Virtual reality is really good, but augmented reality could have the AR glasses, which will be much smaller and less in your face, you might say, but also will not have it won't have the environment. It won't have the need for the hand tracking. It'll be different. So I know some things are coming down the pipeline for Immersed. I'm really excited about it. They don't want to talk to me about it because they are in such a high competition field right now. This is such emerging technology. They don't want to give up the ghost and have somebody else, do it and take their ideas, which I understand that, and it's a competition thing. So I'm gonna leave you right here with these costs right here are not bad. Like I said, I pay the $15 a month for myself, and it's no hardship for me. If that is for you, there is a free for you to work with, and it's very usable. I mean, you can do most of what we've seen. The one thing is you don't have all the premium environments, but you have some environments. I almost forgot something. I didn't want to leave without mentioning this, and that is public rooms. Public rooms are places where, you go in here and there are other people there sometimes, depending on where you're at. And I found them most often in the Cafe Immersed. I found it very. Yeah, this is where you'll see people from Immersed working in there, and you can talk to them. They won't tell you anything they're not supposed to tell you, but they are in there. They'll be in there and you can chit chat. And if you have problems, they're a good place to catch them. Outside of Discord. but these are these are just really cool little places you can go and run across people randomly. Sometimes people will show up while you're sitting there. So a lot of times people don't have their microphone turned on, and I guess that's okay. But it feels kind of weird when you say hi to them and nobody says hi back. So anyway, God bless. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and be around for more stuff. I plan on doing more stuff every single week. I try to drop a new video every Sunday. So thank you very much, and you have a beautiful, beautiful day.